Hello and welcome inside our CitrusTV studios for a webisode edition of No Pulp. Braden Reed alongside Ethan Frank. Ethan, fantastic slate of college football games this past weekend. Oregon, Washington, a top 10 matchup, a lot on the line in that one. Another game this upcoming weekend with a lot on the line, a Big Ten matchup. Number 7 Penn State going on the road to face off against number 3 Ohio State. A classic Big Ten matchup, a lot on the line in this one. Ethan, I hope you have some answers for me. I know you have some questions.
I got a lot of questions. Let's start, micro on this game. How healthy is Marvin Harrison Jr.? Probably the best player on the field come Saturday. How healthy is he? How effective can he be against what has been a really good Penn State team up to this point? And then you look at this matchup holistically. Why is this game being played at noon? Why is this game not in prime time? I know there have been some really classic Penn State, Ohio State games that have been played at noon. You think about when a guy like Saquon Barkley was back at Penn State.
I remember.
And then, in the context of the national landscape, how does this game compare to what we saw with Oregon and Washington last week? Probably unequivocally the best game in all of college football this season. Can this game top that? Is it better than it on paper going into this contest? Just a lot of things I'm watching for.
It'll certainly be close between that Washington and Oregon game, jumping ahead to this week. But here's the thing. Here's where I'm at with Penn State in this one. I'm a PA guy. I know this Penn State team pretty well. I've seen this story before, right? The Nittany Lions always come out of the gate hot to start the season. That non-con they run through, but the Big Ten is where the real test is for these teams. Crushed by Michigan last year. The year before that, lost to Iowa, which crushed their season too. And you mentioned it, the Saquon Barkley game. I think back to 2017, Penn State went on the road. They were the number 2 team in the country at the time. Lost that game to Ohio State. So can James Franklin get that big win? That's the big question for me. Drew Allar's been fantastic for them all season long, but I have yet to see the Nittany Lions get that statement win that propels them into the college football conversation.
Yeah, here's some numbers for you. Penn State has lost 10 of the last 11 matchups against Ohio State. Hasn't won in Columbus since 2011, and the Buckeyes have won 6 in a row. So odds are not in the Nittany Lions' favor.
Well, we'll have to see. I'm excited either way. It'll be a fantastic game. Noon kick in Ohio State. That'll do it for this webisode edition of No Pulp. For Ethan Frank, I'm Braden Reed. Be sure to check out the full show on YouTube and OTN.